Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. So, Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we are going to see the topic compound proportion, that is from book 3, New Syllabus Mathematics, book 3, updated version. And this topic you may find in chapter number 1. Okay. And here it is compound proportion. But before going into compound proportion, I would like to uh, tell two to three terminologies that is related to proportion, direct proportion, and inverse proportion. What is basically proportion? Proportion basically the equality of two quantities, not exactly two quantities, two ratios are called as proportion. All right. Then we have direct proportion and inverse proportion. What is basically direct proportion? If two quantities are directly proportional means that if we are increasing one quantity, then the corresponding quantity is also increasing. So such type of relationship between two values are called as direct proportion. Next, we have inverse proportion. What do you mean by what is meant by inverse proportion? Means if we have two quantities, if we are increasing one quantity, then the other one is decreasing. All right. So this is quite simple. And next is we have compound proportion. Okay, now what is basically compound proportion? The compound proportion means that the proportion involving two or more quantities is called as compound proportion. Basically, in direct proportion or in indirect or inverse proportion, we only deal with two quantities. Okay, but in compound proportion, we may deal with two or more quantities. Okay, and such type of proportion of two or more quantities are called as compound proportion. And in compound proportion, those quantities can be directly related or can be inversely related or can be both. Okay, so here is a work example 12 that is related to compound proportion, and you may find in the book New Syllabus Mathematics book 3D3 updated version, and on page 33. Okay, so here is an work example 12 that is in a shoe factory, 10 men make 800 pair of shoes in 12 days. And then how many pair of shoes can be produced by 9 men in 15 days? What does it mean that in a shoe factory there are 10 men, though those who can make 800 pair of shoes in 12 days, and we are asked to find number of pair of shoes, how many pair of shoes can be produced by 9 men in 15 days. For this we have to create a table. Okay, and for creating a table, we have to keep one thing in mind that that a known column can be in most right, kept in most right column, or can be in most left. Okay, so now let's begin solution. Men, then we have days, number of days, then we do have shoes. All right, so now how many men? 10 men can make 800 pair of shoes in 12 days. All right. Next, how many pair of shoes? Now we have to remember one thing. Whenever we have any unknown, we can represent it by any unknown variable like x, y, a, b, c. So I am going to use x for shoes over here. Then we have how many days? 15 days, and 9 men can make how many shoes in 15 days. All right, now next step, the step we are following, we will follow for this example is you can say that arrow method, arrow procedure. Okay, first step is that keep the unknown in the top, not top, most right, or in the most left column. Okay, that we have already done. This is most right. Okay, and then denote the unknown by any variable. So I have chosen x over here. Then variable, any unknown variable like x will get head of the arrow, like simply like this. Okay. After that, we have to identify more or less quantity for the column which is being compared with the unknown variable. Now, what we have to do? We have to compare this column with this first attempt. Then we will compare this column, shoes column, with this column after that. Okay, one by one. When we are comparing any two columns, then we have to forget third column. uh, okay, we have to forget first column. Okay, and just simply compare only two columns. Okay, now how can we compare? This simple procedure is that if we see first attempt I'm going to compare these two quantities, these two columns. Okay, if you see over here, in 12 days 800 shoes can be made. Okay, so what does it mean? In 15 days, we can make more than 800 shoes? Yes, yes. So it means that there is a relation between, there is which type of relation between days and shoes? It is directly proportional. So it means that this 15 will get heads of the arrow. Okay, I hope so this thing is clear to you. Now I'm going to erase this. In first attempt we have already compared this. We have already now compared this two quantities. Now I am going to compare these two quantities, shoes and men. Now if 10 men can make 800 shoes, okay, so definitely 9 men can make shoes less than x. I'm going to write less over here. Okay, so it means that this is again direct proportion. If 800 shoes can be made by 10 men, so definitely shoes less than 800 can be made by 9 men. So it is again direct proportion. So 9 will get arrowhead. Okay, and then we can draw a arrow completely. Okay, now here I'm going to erase all. By mistake I have erased x over here. Now I hope so these things are clear. Now what we have to do next is that where there is unknown, we have to keep it on the left of the equal to sign, and make sure where there is an arrowhead, it should be in numerator and other value should be in denominator, like x upon 800 and equal to, it is on the left side of the equal to, then 15 arrowhead divided by 12 multiply by 9 divided by 10. I hope so this thing is clear to you all. Next is x is equal to 15 upon 12 multiply by 9 upon 10 multiply by 800. All right. So 0, 0 cancel. Okay. 3 threes are 9. 3 fours are 12. 4 ones are 4. 4 twos are 8. 0 as it is. All right, x is equal to 15 into 3 into 20. 3 zeros is 0, 3 twos are 6, 60. And 60 multiplied by 15, let me check. 5 zeros are 0, 5 6 are 30. 1 zeros are 0, 1 6 are 6. 0, 0, 6 and 3 is 9, 900. So x is equal to 900. So it means that how many pair of shoes can be produced by 9 men in 15 days? 900 pair of shoes can be produced by 9 men in 15 days. So I hope so this thing is clear to you all. You can write a statement as well at the end like this. I can write over here for you all. Therefore, we can say that 9 men can make, not make, can 9 men will produce 900 pair of shoes in 15 days. All right. At the end, you may write a statement like this. Now, next, we have practice now 7. Sorry, it's practice now 17. And you may find this practice now same page 33. Okay, now let's read out the statement. That is, 50 men can build a 300-meter wall in 20 days. How many days will 25 men can 25 men require to build a 16-meter wall? Okay, so here it is like you can create a table like man, wall in meters, and then we have days. All right, it's 50 men. Let me change the color of my pen. 50 men can build 300-meter wall. Okay, 300-meter wall in 20 days. Then in how many days? So it would be represented by X and 16-meter wall by 25 men. Okay. Now, if you see days, this is the unknown, and it is again on the most right column. Okay. Now, first step, I'm going to compare these two quantities. Okay. Now let's forget this. Okay. Now, if in 20 days, 300-meter. Okay. No. Sorry. First attempt is that we have to make a arrowhead towards X, towards unknown, and then make a arrow like this. Okay. Now we have to compare these two quantities, these two columns. Okay. So if in 20 days 300-meter wall can be built, so in how many days 60-meter wall can be built? So definitely um, few days are required, less than 20. So it means that it is direct proportions. So I will make arrow like this, okay, towards 60, arrowhead towards 60-meter. Now I am going to compare days and men. I hope so this thing is clear to you both, clear to you all. Sorry. So here, if you see, I'm going to compare man and days. If 50 men can build 300-meter wall in 20 days, so definitely, what will happen in 25 if we have 25 men? Uh, in how many days they can make? Mm, Hopefully, 25 men will require more than 20 days. So it means that this relationship are not direct. This is indirect, inverse relation. So this 50 will get a arrowhead. All right, like this. Okay. I'm going to tell it again that if we have wall, okay, if I compare wall and days, so what happened over there that if 300-meter wall can be made in 20 days, can be built in 20 days, then definitely for 60 meter, we will require days less than 20. So it is direct proportion. Okay, but then we compare days and man. So 50 men can work in 20 days, but in how many days 25 men can work? Definitely days we will require more than 20. So if this is inverse relation, okay, so it means that 50 will get arrowhead and then we can make a arrow. Okay, okay, now next process what we have to do, we have to like equal to sign, and on the left of equal to sign we will create an equation. Days unknown would be there, x upon 20 unknown would be in numerator, and denominator we will have another value. Okay, x upon 20 equal to 60 will come in numerator because it has its arrowhead, upon 300 multiply by 50 divided by 25. Okay, x upon 20 is equal to 60 upon 300 multiplied by 50 upon 25. 25 ones are 25, 25 twos are 50. 0, 0 cancel out. 6 ones are 6, 6 fives are 30. So it's now 2 upon 5. All right. Next is x is equal to 2 upon 5 multiply by 20. 5 ones are 5, 5 fours are 20, 4 twos are 8. So it means that how many days are required to make 60-meter wall? 8 days are required to make 60-meter wall by 25 men. All right. So I can write a statement for you all over here that like therefore 8 days are required for 25 men to build 60 meters wall. Hopefully this thing is clear to you all. Now next we have exercise 1C question number 3 that is related to compound proportion, and you may find this question on page 34. And the question is that 100 men working 8 hours a day can complete a job in 35 days. Means there are, you can say that 100 men in a factory working 8 hours a day and they can complete their job in 35 days. But how many men should be employed to finish the job in 25 days if they work for 10 hours for a day, 10 hours a day? So now let's create a table like we have done in previous two questions. So men, solution, men, hours a day, and then we do have days. All right, 100 men working 8 hours a day for 35 days. All right, next, how many men? This would be x. If you see, this is the most left column of the table. Okay, and how many hours? 10 hours, and then we do have 25 days. All right. Now, first step is that this unknown variable will get arrow head of the arrow, and then we can make a arrow. Now we are going to compare two quantities, that is men and hours. If you see 100 men are required for doing a job in 8 hours, so definitely in 10 hours job, how many men will be required? Less men will be required in More hours, so it means that this is inverse relation. So this 8 will get its arrowhead and then make a arrow. Now we are going to compare men and days. Now if 100 men are required to do a job for 35 days, so how many men will be required to finish a job in 25 days? So definitely more men are required to do a job or to finish the job in 25 days. So again, this 35 will get arrowhead and make a arrow over here like this. Then equal to sign, x will be in numerator and then 100 will be in denominator. Then you all will have like 8 upon 10 multiplied by 35 upon 25. Okay, 5 sevens are 35, 5 fives are 25. All right, x is equal to 8 into 7, 10 into 5, multiply by 100. This 0 would be cancelled out. 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10. And here is x is equal to 8 into 7 into 2. 7 twos are 14, 14 eights are 112 men. So it means that at the end of the question, you can write that therefore 112 men should be employed to finish the job in 25 days. 25 days, 10 hours a day. In bracket, you may write 20 in 25 days, 10 hours a day. The most correct solution for this question is 112. No 175, no 89. So I hope so this question is clear to you all. So thank you for watching. Allah Hafiz.